Hello there, friends of the YouTube community. Howlinblind Muddy Slim here with Smoking Cigars with Howlinblind Muddy Slim. Got an interesting cigar I'm going to fire up today. This is I don't even know if you've got this in your area. That is a Macanudo 1968. Look at that dark wrapper. You know, Macanudo makes a Maduro, which is I think it's called Macanudo Dark, and Macanudos are known for being extremely mild, basically like sucking through a straw. So, and me, I like a good heavy cigar. I've been told that this cigar is really strong and has a nice full body taste. It's a brand new cigar that Macanudo just come out with. So ask your tobacconist in your area about it. Hopefully, you know, you'll be able to at least give it a try. I'm always open for new cigars. A good example I'm going to show you here in a second once I get this Macanudo lit. And then, what should we talk about? How about the government bailout of AIG? And the proposed government bailout of the bad mortgages. 700 was it billion or million dollars of bad mortgages. It's a nice cigar. Here's something that I tried recently. See if you can find this one in your area. This is an excellent cigar. Hoy de Monterey. I think it's called the Tubal. It's fairly new. It's about the size of a Robusto, but it's not a 50 ring gauge. It's about a 48 ring. But it had a nice healthy wrapper and a excellent taste. I've never been disappointed with any Hoy de Monterey products I've ever smoked, including the I think they were called the Executive. They're a bundle cigar that you can get from JR's, which is basically a sandwich cigar. And you cigar smokers, you know what a sandwich cigar is. It's the particles, bits and pieces from other cigars put in a new binder and a new wrapper. They're a 7x54 ring. Excellent cigar. You know, as with most sandwich cigars, they go out quite occasionally because of the fact that there's no consistency with the innards of the cigar. Now, but you wouldn't buy those cigars if you didn't have the money, would you? Let's say you wanted to buy $200 worth of cigars from JR's, but you didn't have $200. All you got is $50. Or let's say you don't even have $50. Let's say you got $10. You're not going to buy those $200 worth of cigars. Most people wouldn't. Most people don't overspend. But that's what happened with these, not even talking about the mismanagement of the companies, AIG and the finance companies and the mortgage companies who loan people money to buy a house that these people couldn't afford to buy because they needed to move capital. They have to move capital. They have to loan capital out to get capital back at an interest rate, whatever that interest rate might be. That's how they make their money. But if you loan money out to someone who you know can't pay you back, you know, should the government bail you out for making a bad business move? You know, loan sharks. Let's say you go to a loan shark and you have no physical means of income. That loan shark, he's not going to loan you any money unless he knows you're going to pay him back. And you know you're going to pay him back because if you don't, he's going to come and break your legs. This is really nice. Really nice Macanudo. bottom line, you don't spend money you don't have. And that's why these finance companies were in trouble, these mortgage companies. They loaned out money that they couldn't get back to people who could not afford to make those payments. It's like, Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. They are told by the government you have to make a certain number of loans to people who can't afford to make these loans. Let's say I own the Howlinblind, Muddy Slim, Chevrolet auto dealership. And I want to move cars. That's the only way I'm going to make any money is I'm going to move cars off my lot. I'm going to sell these cars. Well, a guy comes in and he shows me that he cannot afford to buy this $20,000 Corvette or whatever they're going for. But I want to sell that Corvette because I'm going to make a $5,000 commission or $2,000 commission or whatever it is. I sell it. This guy defaults on his loan 6 months down the road because he can't afford to make the payments. And let's say I do this 10 times or 100 times. And now the Howlinblind Muddy Slim Chevrolet dealership is in serious trouble of going bankrupt. Should the government bail out my used car dealership or my new car dealership? The answer is hell no. I made those risks. I made those decisions on my own to sell those cars to those people who I knew could not afford to make the payments. I'm out in the cold. Same thing with these mortgage things. Yeah, I'm not proposing putting anybody out of their home. But the thing it is, what's wrong with renting a house or for $400 or $500 a month, or an apartment, instead of buying a $300,000 home with a mortgage of $1,000 or $1,500 a month that you can't make. Boy, you look good in that house for the first year, the first 6 months or whatever. Your buddies are patting you on the back saying, good going, Howlinblind. You've made it socially. I mean, you're there. You got a $30,000 Corvette in the driveway and a $300,000 house. 6 months down the road, I can't make those payments. I'm homeless. I'm living under an underpass under I-65 in Louisville, Kentucky somewhere. If the government's going to bail anybody out, why can't they, and Congress is debating this, I think, or are doing this right now, trying to come up with a way to help homeowners stay in their homes, refinance those loans. Hell, a 30-year loan at whatever interest rate. If you lose that home, you're out in the street. And where in the world are you going to live? You can't afford to pay your house payment. What are you going to do about an apartment, a place to live? You think about your kids and your wife. And but the thing, okay, but if the government's going to bail anybody out, why can't they bail out the person who bought the home and at least say to them, look, go with them, between them and the mortgage companies, and say, you'll get your money, but it's going to take a little bit longer. We're going to lower their payment to $500 a month, something they can afford to pay so they can stay in their home, and you'll still sell the house, and you're still going to get your money. Not as quick as you would have before, and maybe a little bit lower interest rate, but you're going to get your money.